The best RAM for gaming combines capacity and speed to run your games well. RAM is essential to your PC. Low latency RAM can help support all the tasks you do at your PC every day and make it so none of them force you to wait around for long. RAM is a great thing to upgrade in your gaming PC, especially if you haven't in a while. And best of all, RAM isn't super expensive. After researching the market, we have come up with the top 6 best RAM for gaming from the market. They will do what they are intended for and some more. So without further ado, let's start with the video. And don't forget to check the product link in the description.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
Number 1. Corsair Vengeance LPX. Intel's H370 and B360 chipsets instruct its Core i5 processors to lock out any memory settings above DDR4-2666, which is particularly unfortunate in a market that's moved way past that setting. DDR4-3200 is now mainstream within the enthusiast PC market and is often treated as such by the memory sellers that cater to enthusiasts and gamers. Thus, the best way to get a top-performing brand-new DDR4-2666 kit would be to dial the Wayback Machine to 2016 and get the high-performing equipment from that time. Barring that, Corsair has a workaround. Corsair's easy workaround for the performance problem of Intel's DDR4-2666 limit was to use older, low-density chips to populate its 8GB DIMMs with 2 ranks, rather than the single rank of its competitors. The best part is that they did this without a significant price increase. We recommend it for anyone whose XMP-compatible platform has a maximum DDR4-2666 data rate, including most retail-boxed H370 and B360 motherboards. The Vengeance LPX's victory falters in value after recent price drops that put GEEK skill in the frugal customer's rigs. 2 ranks per channel still outrank 1 in our performance tests, and those who simply cannot bring themselves to pay for 32GB to get dual-rank DIMMs have one clear choice in this Corsair Vengeance LPX kit. It's the clear choice, that is, as long as your board support XMP. An old tech solution to the H370/B360 problem, Corsair's Vengeance LPX DDR4-2666 16GB kit provides improved performance to XMP-compatible Core i5 locked platforms. Number 2. TAMGROUP T-Force Delta. Delta RGB continues Team Group's initiative to provide quality RGB modules at a reasonable price. Released around the time of X299 launch, Team Group's initial RGB memory offering came with the caveat that the software needed to control its RGB functions wasn't ready yet. Like some of its competitors, the firm relied on third-party software from ASUS to update the RGB program. The software has since been updated at least twice, so that today we're all ready to see what this second RGB model offers. The Delta RGB DDR4-3000 is spec'd identically to the firm's Nighthawk RGB, to the point that we think these are merely 2 styles of the same RAM. A second bite at the apple could be fortunate for Team Group if that's the case, since that previous model reached mediocre O/C levels. DRAM overclocking is often hit or miss. Some reviewers will inflate reviews with lengthy discussions on packaging, but that's rarely needed and particularly unhelpful when the package is nothing more than a hinged clamshell sealed with a sticker. We like that we didn't need to get out the scissors for this one. Our latest memory test system exploits the stability of ASUS ROG Maximus 9 Hero to leverage the strong overclocking capability of Intel's Core i7-7700K and the graphics bottleneck smashing MSI GTX 1080 Armor O/C. Though the test bed has been designed to eliminate bottlenecks, test software was chosen to indicate a real-world performance experience. Number 3. Corsair Dominator Platinum. Corsair's Dominator Platinum has been one of the best gaming RAM kits for quite some time now. Its sleek exterior, patented DHX cooling technology, and unrivaled performance has made it a formidable flagship over the years. First teased at CES, Corsair is now introducing the new Dominator Platinum RGB with the same best-in-class performance and RGB lighting using the company's new Capellix LEDs. The Dominator Platinum RGB takes the same best-in-class performance as the original and adds higher clocked SKUs and 12 individually addressable Capellix RGB LEDs. The new LEDs are brighter and more efficient than previous iterations and are only available from Corsair. Combined with Corsair's ICUE software, the Dominator Platinum RGB has become the best RGB option out there and also the best high-end performance kit. We were able to achieve a stable 4000 MHz with ease while manually overclocking the kit. With a bit more tweaking and minor bumps in voltage, we saw upwards of 4200 MHz, something most competing kits have struggled with. The price doesn't differ too much from the original non-RGB Dominator Platinum, but you're still paying a hefty premium over some of the other kits mentioned in this guide. We still think it's well worth every penny if you can afford it, whichever capacity kit you go for. Number 4. Silicon Power DDR4. A recent entry into the enthusiast drum market, Silicon Power did solid work to produce its P/NSP016 GXLZU 320BDB DDR4-3200 kit. With the same type of lifetime limited warranty, similar pricing, and a performance edge so minuscule as to be inconsequential compared to its closest competition, buyers will probably pick their brand based on aesthetics. On that front, you should of course go with what you like, but the X-Power turbine makes a strong case for itself in the looks department, too. Silicon Power put its toe in the door of the enthusiast drum market just a few months ago, so it will probably forgive us for thinking of it as a storage device firm. So new is its X-Power turbine RGB DDR4 that the firm didn't even have boxes printed for its 2x8GB kit when it sent our samples. The package inside still had space for 2 DIMMs however, and an updated photo from one of its sellers shows that the lack of dual-channel kit packaging has since been resolved. With the performance race so close that nobody could likely be bothered to choose any of these kits based solely on that metric, aesthetics and pricing will likely drive their buying decision. We added our recently tested DDR4-3200C14 results to the performance baseline just to show how narrow the margins are for kits priced around 60% higher. For about the same price as competing solutions, Silicon Power's X-Power Turbine RGB offers a minuscule performance edge and cutting-edge aesthetics. Number 5. TAMGROUP T-Force Xtreem. The Xtreem ARGB RAM kit we got here for review isn't your standard DDR4 RAM, it's one of the very few 3600 MHz kits that come with a CAS latency of just 14. That puts it at the forefront of low-latency RAM favored by gaming PCs, especially AMD Ryzen rigs. As such, it takes the top spot as our pick for the best RAM for gaming. Not all that long ago, a kit as well-rounded on both price and performance would have been a distant dream. DDR4 memory really is maturing nicely. Just a couple of years ago, a decent DDR4-3200 kit was regarded as high-end, but as time ticks on, 3200 MHz is now the baseline for a decent gaming system. You could even argue that 3600 MHz is the current baseline for Ryzen 5000 and Intel 12th Gen systems, for decent performance without any significant price premium, with 4000 MHz and above the new sweet spot. If you want to eke out all your CPU has to offer and ensure your system looks fresh in the process, the Xtreem ARGB kit is a great option. Its DDR4-3600 speed and 14-15-15 timings offer a great blend of decent speed and low latency, without the steep price often associated with top-tier memory kits. Throw in the module's appealing visual design and team has a winner of a kit that deserves your consideration, particularly for AMD users. Number 6. G.Skill Ripjaws V Series. The G.Skill Ripjaws V is a much more mundane set of sticks for your PC. That's not necessarily a bad thing, sometimes you simply want to stuff your budget system with some RAM and close it back up, never to be seen again. These Ripjaws are great for a capacity upgrade, or if you don't care much for flashing lights inside of your build. The G.Skill Ripjaws V is a second-generation DDR4 kit from G.Skill, and it's clear the company listened to the feedback and criticisms from the customers. This series is more affordable, faster, and has a less tacky heatsink than its predecessor. We found the 16GB Ripjaws V kit to be the best option for a decent capacity kit that features great performance right out of the box. That's something to bear in mind with this kit though, because it's very affordable, it runs at a much slower speed that is ideal for modern systems. Ultimately, this memory will still function well in a gaming PC, but you might not get the absolute best performance out of your CPU as a result of the lower clock speed. With a reasonable price, however, whether running stock or overclocked, G.Skill's Ripjaws V is hard to beat.